What's going on, people? ESSUMAN the YB back once again. Big shout out to my darky Martin Skirsis for coming through and boosting up the coin. So, Josh Taylor versus ESSUMAN, something like that. It's one of them ones. Let's get the name correct for this Donny here. ESSUMAN. I ain't gonna lie, I never heard of this cat here. This one here. But what I will tell you from the jump, in round one here, I thought, wow, I don't know how did Josh Taylor ever make 140? Look at the size difference. And this is how they know they'd be lying on the numbers as well. Let me show you how big this size difference was, pause. Look at these two big dudes, pause. No diddy. Look at this here, look. That is unbelievable. Josh Taylor looked like bear in mind, Josh Taylor was on 140, yeah? He coming up from 140 to 147. This guy's a career 147 pounder. Maybe not actually. Let's check it. Let's check it. I assume he's been at welterweight longer than Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's first fight. Yeah, this cat here, ESSUMAN, has more or less been. Yeah. Wow, he started his career at 151. So he's almost a light middleweight. He starts off at a catch weight, but either way, he's been a career. ESSUMAN has been a career welterweight. And then Josh Taylor moving up from 1 foot. Look at the size, bro. It's like, what's going on here? Taylor looked massive. And Taylor starts off the fight fast. And I'm thinking, wow. Bear in mind, probably the last few years, Taylor peaked when he became undisputed. Since then, he had the Jack Catterall fights, which were a bit leave it. And he looks a bit finished. He looks a bit burnt out. Well, he certainly looked a bit burnt out and a bit finished at 140. The reason I tell you that is to say, when I saw him come in here and he looks full and massive, I thought you'd have thought Josh Taylor's just moved down. This guy looks like he's just moved down from like middleweight. That's how it looks to me. He's moving down, not moving up. Anyway, I assume he's put like 7 pounds on, moved up in weight, so he's going to be full of beans. And the fight starts off, the first few rounds, I'm thinking, wow, Josh Taylor isn't finished. It was because he was weight drained and he'd spent his whole career, and he was a big one. I mean, come on, he looks like a big 147 pounder. Yeah, and they tell you here, fake news obviously. They tell you both of their height is 5'10". That's fake news, people. ESSUMAN looks about 5'8", 5'7", from what I'm seeing here. Bottom line. Come on, people. He looks just like a shade smaller. A lot smaller. Look. Headline. Anyway, the point is, the fight starts, Josh Taylor looks massive, and he looked pretty fresh. But as has been the case with Josh Taylor, in his prime, he was able to maintain a certain... When you think about the Prograis fight, he got his eye busted, but he was pretty consistent. In this fight, despite putting weight on, he starts really quick. And apparently, I've never watched him before, I'm not going to lie about it. I've never watched him, but apparently he's got a good engine. So is it a case of ESSUMAN's engine was better? I think it was a hard-fought fight, to be fair. I actually respect both men. This is how a scrap should look. If you watch this fight, it's how a scrap should look. A proper fight. Not a bunch of faffing around. No Devin Haney. No Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. No Canelo versus Sculler. A fair fight. Two dudes putting a bit of everything in there for you. Yeah, a bit of everything. But in both of these men's intentions, and that's what matters here for me. Win, lose or draw, both men came to have a good fight. They didn't come to stink the place out. They didn't come to nick a fight on points. They came to have a scrap. And that's what we saw. Both men were pretty tired. This was really somewhat similar to, in terms of the effort, I'd put it up there. Obviously, it doesn't have the clout, but I'd put it up there with Conor Benn, and maybe not as high as Eubank and Conor Benn, because Eubank was proper finished. But both men looked knackered in that last round. They did a lot of clinching in the last round, and there was nothing on their shot, so they'd fully expended themselves, and that's all you can ask for. So I forgot to mention that at the start of the video. Fair play to both men. However, I think it's fair to say Josh is shot now. He can, even going up, is it possible he's a 154 pounder? He's not really doing a dent in people at 147 though, is he? He just lost. So I don't think it's a case of, he needs to put even more weight on. He's just moved up. He started well, but faded. End of the day. There was points from both people's point of view, to be fair. Early on, I thought, whoa, in fact, I think Josh had a good round 8 as well. But early on, in particular, there was a few times you thought, ESSUMAN's going to go. And then a few times, ESSUMAN had Josh Taylor going. But I think the right man won. Obviously, we focus on Josh Taylor because he was the name. He's been the undisputed champion. He's the name. I think the fight happened in Scotland, so he's the name there. But yeah, at this point, I think he's finished, man. I'm not sure. He can't seem to maintain the pace. Despite putting weight on, he started well. And I honestly thought, wow, he's been rejuvenated. Them extra 7 pounds. He looks, them first 3 rounds, yeah, he looked like he used to look in his prime. I thought, okay, it makes sense. And then he faded in the last half. He had some good bits in there. But I think, is it possible Josh Taylor started too fast? I guess it's possible, but I think best round for best round, I'd probably lean towards who looked the best, if that makes sense. I'd probably say Josh did. He just couldn't maintain it. The engine. ESSUMAN, the engine. Engine ESSUMAN. He couldn't keep up, man. Given how big Josh was as well. I didn't really see him. In my opinion, given the size difference, I didn't really see Josh jabbing too much. Which is quite surprising. ESSUMAN, I did like his attacks though. He wasn't playing around, man. A lot of these new age dudes, man, they faffing around. It wasn't the cleanest looking, but ESSUMAN, when he was coming at you, he was coming. He'd committed with his feet. He wasn't gonna, you know, these new age, man, they're like second guessing themselves. Even Canelo, he's kind of waiting and plodding. When ESSUMAN decided he's getting on you, he'd just come at you and have a go. So I do like that from him. Not just standing there waiting too much, looking too much, trying to double, outthinking yourself. Oh, he might do this, he might do that. ESSUMAN will come in and have a go and throw his hands, man. And Josh will throw his hands too, so good fight. There's no losers, obviously. Josh, in a realistic perspective, Josh was an actual loser, and we lost the fight. And commercially, given his name and what he really has took a bit of a dig now, if I'm honest. Was this fight for a belt, or was it? I don't think it was. I think it was for an interim. I'm not even sure it was for. I don't know what it was for. Let's have a look actually. This fight was for the WBO Global Welter. Never heard of it. So okay, it's a fake moody belt. So this shows you the level that Josh Taylor's now. And I had the judges correct. 115, 113. So ESSUMAN won by a round, or one. I wasn't going to argue. I thought ESSUMAN won though. Although I didn't watch the full fight, to tell the truth. I didn't watch the full fight, so don't take my word for it. I just watched the highlights. From watching the highlights, I thought ESSUMAN won, okay? Yeah? From the highlights. But yeah, ESSUMAN, let's have a look. No, he's not undefeated. He's lost to Harry Scarf. But yeah, when you look at his resume, Josh Taylor shouldn't really be losing to this caliber of dude. I mean, I like ESSUMAN, but I don't think he's I don't think he's undisputed class. Does that make sense? Or even world champion class. I wouldn't expect. I like him. He comes to fight. Fair play to him. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'd expect him to be competing for belts. Does that make sense? And hence, Josh Taylor now, before his losses, they were kind of like, well, he lost to Jack Casserole, who was, at the time, he probably should have been world champion / he's contended for a world championship interim belt, I think, with, what's his name? The other dude, Teofimo Lopez, world champion. In fact, he's been unified world champion. So up until this point, he's only been losing to world champion-ish caliber dudes. ESSUMAN, for me, looks more like above British level. Let's think, would he beat Conor Benn? Wouldn't mind seeing it. But what's Conor Benn done? Not a lot. I'm trying to think what 147 pounders we've had recently from the UK. Not many. But yeah, I'd put him... He's not world level, ESSUMAN, in my book. So Josh Taylor's really taken a back step now. He's gone from dominating the world to losing to British level-ish dudes. A bit higher than British level type. I didn't see nothing phenomenally good from ESSUMAN. At the same time, I think Engine sums it up well. His engine and his want to fight. He's 36, not to mention that as well. Yeah? The guy's 36. I think Taylor's probably 45 in donkey years, though. In boxing years. So Taylor's 34. So the guy's 36. ESSUMAN's older. Not as experienced at the top level. I didn't see a bunch of super duper high level skills from ESSUMAN. His world prospects aren't there, and Josh has lost to him anyway. Where does Josh go from here? I think his best hope is to sell his booty hole to Conor Henn, for example. Would Conor Henn even go for it, though, at this point? I don't see Conor Benn even taking that. If Josh Taylor had won this fight, they might have gone with it. But on a loss, where's the name value? You just got beat at British level-ish. Yeah, realistically. So, I'm not going to be surprised if Josh Taylor, should he call it a day? I'm just trying to think of options he's got. What options has he got now? Well, if Jack Casserole loses to, what's his name? Who's he fighting? He's fighting a Eubank. He's fighting Harlem Eubank. If Catterall loses to Harlem Eubank, they might run that back again. Catterall versus Josh Taylor. Or could Josh Taylor hang around and maybe get the Harlem Eubank fight, win, lose or draw for Harlem Eubank? It's possible, but it's going to be them. You're going to have to look for fun fights now. Fun fights where he can still trade off his name. Any sort of run at 147. But bro, you got knocked out at British level. You didn't pass go as such. And that's not taken away from ESSUMAN, but let's call a spade here, man. Who's got 147? Well, neither one of these men do nothing but boots. You've got Brian Norman there as well. He looks pretty decent. Mario Barrios is fighting Pacquiao. And then the winner of Pacquiao and Barrios, Conor Benn's going to get. So you got to look at, are you going to beat... I mean, Josh Taylor's not getting a shot against John Ennis ever. So he's not getting a shot, and even if he did get smoked, so he's not going to get no better. You forget about it. It's fun fights now. It's fun fights or bust. Dropping down levels, let me think. Who could they have? Oh, some plumbers doing some gardening, man. Come on, people. Come on. Some, what they call them again? Landscaping plumber, man. Buzzing my line up. They're annoying. I'm thinking about names, aren't we? 147. I just don't know no names at that weight division. None at all. I'm trying to think, like, you know how you got Johnny Fisher at heavyweight, where if you were a heavyweight, you could have a fun fight and it'll do some good numbers and you'll make some good shmoney. We're looking for them type of fights for Josh Taylor now, because he can't compete, man. End of the day, even if you say ESSUMAN's a bit, it is fringe world level, which he might. I think it's maybe his fringe world level. Bro, you're losing pretty comfortably to fringe world level. That was pretty comfortable. There wasn't no controversy there for me. You lost pretty comfortably to fringe world level. It's fun fights or bust. There's no for me. There's no rebuild. You've just gone up in weight. You were supposed to look. Them first 3 rounds are supposed to be how it carried on. He did listen. Josh Taylor's been a good servant to the sport. He always fought hard, and it seems like it's kind of caught up with him. When you fight that hard all the time. But listen, he achieved the pinnacle. I'm not sure he made the most money, but he achieved the pinnacle. Undisputed champion. How many people can say that before? Not many. He achieved the pinnacle, and is he an overachiever? Josh is solid. You wouldn't say you see pound for pound skills with him, right? But it was his grit, his William Wallace type thing, getting in there, having a go. He's got skill obviously as well, but I think when you're trading off of engine / grit, clearly it's cashed them cards in too much. It appears. Or is it possible ESSUMAN's better than we expected? I think Taylor was a big favourite as well. I think Taylor was a big favourite coming into this. And he lost at home on the... You know what I mean? He lost at home on the cards, bro. So, I don't know his financial situation. I don't know if he's got coins to burn. But you're probably best to hang it up now. You don't want to... I mean, you've got 3 losses on the trot. Do you really want to carry on? I thought he fought Catterall twice. Oh, he beat Catterall once. That's what it was. But do you really want to... some people think I think it's fair to say Taylor lost the first Catterall fight. So in reality, he's on 4 losses on the trot. He hasn't been knocked out yet, though. But is that what you're waiting for, kind of thing? Arguably 4 losses on the trot. It's like... And each time it's been a decreasing level. You lost to Catterall. You lost to Teofimo Lopez, world champion. You lost to Catterall again. Catterall's fringe world level. And now you've lost to just above British level. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be back at region. You'll be doing regionals, man. That's what you're going to be doing. You're going to be fighting some plumber. Listen, if Josh Taylor carries on, he's going to be back at the amateurs. Yeah? He's going to be fighting for the ABA championship. This is the trend we're looking at here. Yeah? 3 fights from now, Josh Taylor will be competing, going life and death in the ABA quarterfinals and probably get knocked out in the quarter. That's what I'm saying. Look at the trend here. Yeah? You're dropping down. Undisputed champion, losing to world champions, losing to fringe world champions, losing to top level British dudes. What's next, man? You're getting knocked out in the ABA quarterfinals back in the amateurs, bro. It's probably best to hang it up. But listen, that's just my... What do I know? He knows more than me, so fair play. I wish him the best. He's been a good servant to the sport. But realistically, I'm just not sure what I'm not sure what he's got left. He just looks like he's finished, honestly. He's like you get them old horses, them old war horses. He's like an old war horse for me. He's weathered. He's got the best intentions though. If that makes sense. He's not like Devin Haney who shits himself. He's got the best intentions, but he's just an old horse now, an old war horse, and it's spent. That's how it looked to me. So probably for his health as well, it's best he moves on if he's got enough money, which he should have. I don't think he's on the liquor. On the sniffler. Is he on the liquor? If he's on the liquor and the sniffler, he'll be fighting until he's 50, is the truth. But if he's not on the liquor and the sniffler, then he should sit down somewhere, man, at this point. Otherwise, you kind of ruin your legacy. People will start saying, oh, was he a fluke undisputed champion? Because he went on to lose his next 10 fights. It's like, whoa. Do you know what I mean? He's only had 22 fights as well. That's crazy. It really was quite phenomenal what he did, his run. He's only had 22 fights, and it looks to me like he's been around. You'd think he had 60 fights the way he's fighting now. The way he's fell off, you'd think he was proper weathered. He didn't fight that. How many hard fights was there? Ramirez was stinky. Prograis was hard. I think Baranchek was that hard or not? I don't know. Got no idea, to be honest. He's not had that many hard fights though, historically speaking. There's probably three or four hard fights in there, and he looks washed. So it's quite fascinating, really. Normally, it's like if you've got 40, 50 fights and you've had 10 or 12 hard ones. Who knows? But he's finished, in my book. My biggest case would be this guy's finished. Yeah. Anyway, salute to ESSUMAN. He seized the moment. He could have froze up. Both men could have froze up. Taylor could have thought, I haven't got it no more, and stunk the place out and shit himself like Devin Haney did. He came to fight. He lost. Salute to both men. Good performance. Intriguing fight. Entertaining fight. Back and forth. Having a go. So that's the takeaway here. I'm not Josh Taylor bashing. I salute him. Rome salutes Josh Taylor. But he's finished. End of the day. Anyway, there's a funny video before I get out of here. One of my Twitter doggies put me on. Let me show you this leak here quick. Let me show you this leak right here. Not this one. That's the wrong leak. Let me show you this leak right quick. Josh Taylor now. Oh, come on, man. Josh Taylor wigs out and slaps Sonny Edwards on his head. What am I doing? I'm not even on that. I'm looking for... Oh, come on, man. I'm looking for profile. No, I'm looking for notifications. He slaps him right on his head. Here we go. Shout out to PSN Coins for coming through and boosting your man the YB's plug up. Watch this one here. Johnny boshes him right on his head. Watch. He slaps him, boshes him right on his head. He boshes him right on his head. Watch. So this cat here is like, look at this cat here. Look at this cat here, look. He's like, whoa, this guy's got slapped on it. I don't know what happened there. Watch on his head. He slaps him right on his head. Sonny's face, he's like, ow, ow, he hit me on my head. Look at Sonny's face, man. What do you want to hear? Watch. Proper Sonny's like... So people have said Josh Taylor's a bit of a twat. And that I don't know, listen, people say Sonny's an idiot. I don't know the context here. But who knows the context? Either way, probably before you... Is this the fight? I think it's before the fight. You probably don't need to be slapping people on the dome like that, violating. Look at that there, slapping dude in his dome. Watch it. Take that. Sonny's like, ow. This is the problem. People say, oh, YB, you don't box. Listen, when you're 5 foot tall, yeah, it doesn't really matter what you're doing, to tell the truth. You're not fit for purpose. That makes sense. So Sonny, oh, YB, well, you wouldn't do nothing. When you're 5 foot tall and 120 pounds, that's like, obviously, if we're getting in there with AJ, that's different. Yeah, there's a minimum requirement operating system for having skills to be relevant. If you're 5 foot, 4'9", and 120 pounds, you can have all the skill you want. I'll just hold your head and slap you upside it. There's nothing you can do. You can have all the Muay Thai, all the BJJ you want. You need the critical mass, yeah? And Sonny Edwards ain't got critical mass. End of the day, he can have all the skills he wants. So that means when you don't have critical mass and you're 4'9", some dude can just come over and just you right on top of your head. It don't matter how rich you are, how much you can box, how much you can do this, you get boshed on top of your head, which is what you saw here. Stop playing with it, man. Bosh just slapped him. Sonny's like, you can see Sonny's screw face. Like, oh, what are you doing? Josh is wrong for this, but Josh starts smiling. Watch. You'll see Josh smiling. Wait there. Where is it? Oh, I can't even show you it, but you have to. I can't play it. It's his own footage. But you can see Sonny's like. You can't really see it, but Josh is smirking. He's laughing. This guy's like, whoa. But where's Sonny? Look, Sonny's like, ow. That's after he boshed him. Look. So, Josh, what is that coming up for? Josh boshes him right on his head. Bosh. His finger's on his top of his head. Look, bosh. Boshes him right there. And you see Sonny's face screw up. Where is it? Sonny's face is screwed up, and Josh Taylor's smiling. This is a violation. I don't like seeing this. I don't like seeing it, to be fair. I don't think, unless it turns out that Sonny Edwards has slapped him before, I don't think you need to turn things physical, man, and violate. I don't care if he listen, whether he's 4 foot and 120 pounds soaking wet or not. You don't need to. He knows that, right? Sonny Edwards knows he's 4 foot. No, he don't need no more. Come on, I like humanity, yeah. Sonny Edwards don't need no more reminders that he's 4 foot tall, does he? Let's call a spade a spade. So I don't like that kind of bullying thing, man. He's small enough. You don't need to make him any smaller. Slapping him on his head, man. Does that make sense? It's one of them for me. There's almost nothing a 4 foot dude could say to me ever that's going to get me uptight. Because I'm thinking, you got enough. You know what I mean? You got enough struggles, bro. You don't need no more. That's what you don't need. You don't need. You got enough struggles, bro. The last thing you want is some of this as well. You see that one there? So there's nothing really Sonny could say to me like that. And it's more like one of them child vibes. Yeah. Until you get to critical mass, 5 foot plus, me and you ain't on a level like that. Does that make sense? It's a bit like if a kid says something. Oh, they say something slick. It's like me and you can't ever. You see that one there? So me and Sonny could never get into it like that. It's just not that. Yeah. If me and Sonny got into it, I'd just send him to his room. It's one of them. So, hey man, go to your room and cool off. Don't want to hear your noise no more. Go there and reflect on your behaviour. That's what me and Sonny would have going on. It wouldn't be nothing physical as such. I'd send him to his room. I'd take his iPad away. I'll ground his ass, etc, etc. That's it. No more treats for you tonight. It's one of them for me and Sonny. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this when people stop it. Ball.